Hello and welcome to Beyond ATC. Today we're going to be doing a little demo of the program, taking a quick flight from Vancouver to Seattle and showing off a couple of the features of the program. So, a couple of disclaimers before we get started. This program is still very much in development, and what you're going to see today might include some bugs, some weird stuff, but we'll hopefully have all that ironed out by the time we launch. The second thing is that I am not a pilot, so I will not be doing the correct procedures. I'm sure everyone will tell me exactly what I'm doing wrong, but the intention today is show off Beyond ATC and not my piloting skills. So with that, let's get started. So here's the UI for Beyond ATC. We're going for a very modern, slick look that's very easy to use, and this is the most important thing out of all of our core tenets about this program, that you should press one button and it should just work. No config files, no messing around with a bunch of folders and moving things around. You just install it and it just sets up and it just works. So here we have the options menu. We're going to add a lot more features to the options menu as we continue development. But you can see you can customize that how you like, but it's not 20 pages full of a bunch of customization settings. Most of the stuff should be done for you automatically, which goes along with the easy thing that we're talking about. We also have some cool stuff where you can have radio degradation, which as there's traffic in the distance, it simulates the degradation of the radio signal if there's terrain or atmospheric conditions. A lot of really cool stuff that we're going to have in the program. And of course, all this is optional, so you can change and do whatever you want with it. Alright, with that, let's get started and download our SimBrief flight plan.
Beyond ATC connected.
So we have a couple of options here. We have the auto respond, which will automatically respond to any requests or actions that we get. It's basically the co-pilot talking for you. We're not going to use that today because I'm going to be doing all the talking. And then we have the auto-tune radio, which is when we get handed off to another frequency, it'll automatically change it for you so you don't have to go down to the radio stack and do it yourself. Since I find that so handy, I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Alright. And the first thing we're going to do is grab the ATIS today. Now, I'm really excited to share this because this was not announced so far, and this is a brand new thing we got working. So the tool that they use at real airports to generate their ATIS is some text-to-speech program from the 1980s. It's very antiquated. I'm sure if you've ever listened to a real ATIS, it sounds pretty old. So we managed to emulate that program almost identically because it's so old, and we got it into the tool here. So what you hear here will sound almost identical to what they use in the real airport, which is I'm so excited about that. So I know our tagline is that we don't sound like robots, but of course in this single instance we absolutely sound like a robot because that's what it sounds like in the real world. So let's go ahead and grab the ATIS and I'll let you listen in on that.
Vancouver International Airport information 2300 zoom. Wind 300 at 15. Visibility 30. Few clouds at 5500. Ceiling 25,000 broken. Temperature 21. 2.13. Altimeter 3005. Departing runway 26 left. Temporary flight restrictions are in effect for Vancouver International. Advise on initial contact you have information 0.
How cool is that? I'm so excited we got that working. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is get our IFR clearance. And we get that on 121.4. Alright, let's start off with a radio check, make sure everything's working. Air Canada 8172, radio check.
Air Canada 8172, 5x5.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and call this in, and we'll get a couple things wrong here or there just to show you how it handles if you read back something incorrectly. But the most important thing here is that you can talk to it like a pilot. You can use radio shorthand, so 125.3 is 25.3. You can speak to it fluently or change things around or move the structure however you want, and it will still understand you. So that's the power of AI. Gone is the days of having to say the exact thing in the exact right order, and if it doesn't understand a single word, it completely fails the whole thing. All right, so let's go ahead and grab that IFR. Air Canada 8172, request IFR clearance to Seattle with information Sierra.
Air Canada 8172, Vancouver delivery. Cleared to Seattle Tacoma International. Radar vectors Roche, then as filed. Maintain 6000. Expect flight level 21010 minutes after departure. Squawk 4761.
Alright, so I'll read back everything correct except for the squawk. Cleared to Seattle Tacoma, radar vectors Roche, then is filed. Maintain 6000. Expect flight level 21010 minutes after departure. Squawk 5426.
Air Canada 8172, negative. Squawk code 4761.
Correction, squawking 4761. Air Canada 8172.
Air Canada 8172, readback correct. Contact ground 121.7 when ready for pushback and engine start.
Ground 121.7 when ready for pushback. Take care. And now it went ahead and switched us automatically, so let's go ahead and get ready for pushback and we can get going.
WestJet 1723, request taxi to the gate.
WestJet 1723, taxi to ramp 134 via Bravo, Echo, Hotel, Delta, Alpha, 1, 2, Foxtrot.
Taxi to ramp 134 via Bravo, Echo, Hotel, Delta, Alpha, 1, 2, Foxtrot, WestJet 1723.
Now the cool thing is, if we look outside the window, we'll actually see that WestJet doing that exact taxi. So the really cool thing is that all the traffic here is real. This is really happening, and all the callouts you hear are not just stock stock audio or anything like that. It's actually here in the sim. Alright, so we're going to push back, probably facing southeast to head down to 26 left right here. We're going to take Echo and Delta or head back down to Golf. So go ahead and connect that tug and get us ready to go.
WestJet 3327, request taxi to the gate.
WestJet 3327, taxi to ramp 906 via Mike 2, Mike, Juliet, Charlie, Golf.
Taxi to ramp 906 via Mike 2, Mike, Juliet, Charlie, Golf, WestJet 3327.
Vancouver ground, Air Canada 8172, request pushback and engine start.
Air Canada 8172, Vancouver ground. Pushback approved. Face southeast.
Pushback approved, face southeast, 8172. And keep in mind, you can always turn that little ding sound off if you don't like it. It's just there to acknowledge that I understood what you said, give a little feedback when you're done speaking, but it's purely optional. Alright, starting engine 2. Yes, I'm starting engine 2 first. The battle rages on.
United 608, request taxi to the gate.
United 608, taxi to ramp 136 via Bravo, Echo, Hotel, Delta, Alpha, 1, 2, Foxtrot.
Taxi to ramp 136 via Bravo, Echo, Hotel, Delta, Alpha, 1, 2, Foxtrot, United 608.
Alright, we're facing southeast.
WestJet 614, contact tower 125.2. Have a good flight.
211
125.2, WestJet 614. Good day.
Starting engine 1.
Air Canada 220. Request taxi to 26 left.
Air Canada 220, taxi to 26 left via Echo, Delta, Delta Niner.
Taxi to 26 left via Echo, Delta, Delta Niner, Air Canada 220.
Alright, engine 1, good engine start. Going flaps 3 today. Get the APU off. Max auto brake. Go and get that turned on. Alright, let's do a quick flight control check and we'll get out of here. Full left. Full right. Full down. Full up. Full left. Full right. And neutral. Looks good. Accumulator pressure is looking good. The reservoir is good. So let's go ahead and call for our taxi. Air Canada 8172, request taxi runway 26 left.
Air Canada 8172, runway 26 left taxi via Golf, Bravo, Echo, Delta, Delta Niner.
Runway 26 left, taxi via Golf, Bravo, Echo, Delta, Delta Niner. Air Canada 8172.
Alaska 2314, contact tower 125.2. Tower on 125.2, Alaska 2314. Air Canada 8972, contact tower 125.2. Have a good one.
Tower on 125.2, Air Canada 8972.
Alright, so we're on Golf now. We'll come down Golf, go to Bravo, Echo, make that left-hand turn onto Delta, and then head over to Delta 9 right there. Alright, let's get going.
Air Canada 8848. Request taxi to runway 26 right.
Air Canada 8848, taxi to 26 right via 6, Sierra, Tango, Mike 7.
Taxi to 26 right via 6, Sierra, Tango, Mike 7, Air Canada 8848.
Air Canada 220, hold short of 26 left.
Hold position of runway 26 left, Air Canada 220.
Air Canada 220, contact tower 125.2.
Tower on 125.2, Air Canada 220. Take care.
Air Canada 8172, ready to go, runway 26 left.
Air Canada 8172, we are 300 at 15. Turn to heading 160, runway 26 left, cleared for takeoff.
Turn to heading 160, runway 26 left, cleared for takeoff, 8172. Alright, here we go, takeoff. Stabilize, takeoff power set. Manflex SRS, auto throttle blue, and a bunch of vehicles on the runway. Sorry y'all, see you later. $100 knots. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Alright, let's go ahead and get that turn to 160. There's our lever climb. Packs on. Disable the spoilers.
Air Canada 8172. Contact Vancouver, departure 128.07. Have a good flight.
Vancouver departure 128.07. Air Canada 8172. Vancouver departure, Air Canada 8172, climbing 3,000 for 6,000.
Air Canada 8172, Vancouver departure, radar contact. Cleared direct Roche, climb and maintain 11,000.
Clear direct Roche, climb and maintain 11,000, Air Canada 8172.
Air Canada 8172, contact Vancouver Centre at 124.07. Have a good day.
Vancouver Centre at 124.07 for Air Canada 8172. Good day. Vancouver Centre, Air Canada 8172, 10,000 for 11,000.
Air Canada 8172, radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 210.
Climb and maintain flight level 210, Air Canada 8172. So it's worth noting here that you have a lot of different ways you can interact with the tool. You can press on these as buttons to have it say it for you. That way it always has the proper phraseology. You can have it auto-respond, as we talked about earlier, where the co-pilot will respond for you. That way you can make the calls directly, but then it can respond, so if you don't know what to say, you can use that. And of course you can just talk to it like I'm doing. So we have lots of different ways to interact with it. What we want to do is really make this accessible to people that are new to flight simming, people that are new to ATC, people that are too scared to go on VATSIM, which, look man, I understand. I was one of those for a long, long time. Or hell, if just VATSIM's offline in the area that you want to fly, you got options. So we're just really looking to make it very accessible to everyone so that anyone of any experience level can use the tool and really get some enjoyment out of it. So our thing is the top of descent here. We can call for descent whenever we want, just like the real world. But I know a lot of people in Flight Sim want to be told when to
Air
descend.
Canada 8172, contact Seattle Center at 125.1. Take care.
Seattle Center at 125.1 for Air Canada 8172. Take care. Seattle Center, Air Canada 8172, flight level 180 for flight level 210.
Air Canada 8172, radar contact.
So we can request descent whenever we want, or it will tell us when to descend, because I know a lot of people in Flight Sim don't know when to descend and they want the ATC to tell them. So if you wait long enough, it will just say that. We'll go ahead and do that today. So in a few miles here, it should just give us our descent clearance and tell us what star to expect, as well as the landing runway and a couple other things.
Air Canada 8172, expect Mariner 7 with the Roche transition. Call when ready for descent.
Expect the Mariner 7 with the Roche transition. Will call when ready for descent. Air Canada 8172. Alright, let's figure out where we're headed down to. So we're here coming off of Roche, going down to Mariner. And we are going to head down to ships at 7,000 is the lowest restriction on the star. So we'll do a managed descent down to 7,000. Air Canada 8172 ready for descent.
Air Canada 8172, descend via Mariner 7 with the Roche transition. Seattle-Tacoma International landing runway 34 left, altimeter 30.04.
Descend via Mariner 7 with the Roche transition. Seattle International landing runway 34 left, altimeter 30.04. Air Canada 8172. Now another cool thing you might notice is that the phraseology will change. So you'll start hearing point instead of decimal as we get handed off to different radio frequencies. That means as we take off from New York, you'll hear FAA phraseology, and as you land in Heathrow, you'll hear ICAO phraseology. And that will happen automatically. No going to settings and setting your inches of mercury or hectopascals or any of that anymore. It just does it automatically. So that goes back to the core tenet of the program. Everything is simple, everything just works. And we're really trying to adhere to that as closely as possible throughout this entire development process. And yes, that is the sound of the toilet. Thank you, FS Realistic. It's a great tool, but I guess we're serving burritos on this flight, so... And as we head down to Vegan, we should be slowing down to 250 knots at or below 15,000, heading over to Unit at 230 knots at or above 10,000.
Air Canada 8172, contact Seattle approach 133.65. Take care.
Seattle approach at 133.65, Air Canada 8172. Seattle approach, Air Canada 8172, descending via Mariner 7, 7000.
Air Canada 8172, Seattle Tacoma International altimeter 30.04. Expect the ILS 34 left.
Altimeter 30.04, expect the ILS 34 left, Air Canada 8172. And we just got an ILS approach, but sometimes we'll be assigned a visual approach. Most of the time in the US you will be. If you're in Europe, of course, we won't get a visual approach almost ever. And all that's determined automatically based on where you are in the world, and you don't have to set anything in settings to make that happen. It will just do it automatically. And we're coming down to ships at 7,000, which will pass through that at, I think, 210 knots. And then we are going to go to a manual leg, where we should get vectored over to the initial approach fix of the ILS approach.
Air Canada 8172, turn right, heading 180.
Turn right, heading 180, Air Canada 8172. So it's going to send us out over here and then straight into Sondor so we can turn around and capture that localizer. Should give us a nice wide arc to do that with.
Air Canada 8172, turn left, heading 150, descend and maintain 6,000.
Turn left, heading 150, descend and maintain 6,000, Air Canada 8172.
Air Canada 8172, turn left, heading 130.
Turn left, heading 130, Air Canada 8172. Alright, we're coming up on the AF. We're already down to green dot speed, so I'll get us on the approach. And hopefully we should just be clear direct to Sondor so we can make that left-hand turn, capture the localizer, and head on in on the glide slope.
Air Canada 8172, cleared direct Sonder. Cross Sonder at or above 6,000, cleared ILS 34 left.
Cleared direct Sonder. Cross Sonder at or above 6,000, cleared ILS 34 left, Air Canada 8172. Alright, let's get the LS on. We should already be loaded in for the 34 left ILS. And once we get around this turn, I'll go ahead and pop out a notch of flaps. Alright, and there's the localizer. Speed check, flaps 2. And we grab the glide slope. We'll wait to go below our go-around altitude and then set that in the autopilot. In the meantime, we'll get ready for landing. It's worth mentioning that we have all sorts of go-around procedures already working. So we have go-around procedures if there's terrain, if there's no terrain, if you're on the left-hand runway, right-hand runway. All that's all working. So we're pretty proud of all that. It took a lot to figure out all the different procedures. There sure is a hell of a lot of them. But they should be true to life and in the sim and working and ready to go. Alright, let's go flaps 3. Nine miles to the runway.
Air Canada 8172, contact Seattle Tower 119er.9er. Take care.
Seattle Tower 119er.9er for Air Canada 8172. See you later. Seattle Tower, Air Canada 8172, ILS 34 left.
Air Canada 8172, Seattle Tower, runway 34 left, continue.
Runway 34 left, continue. Alright, there's 5 miles. Let's go and drop the gear down.
Air Canada 8172, runway 34 left, wind 020 at 08, cleared to land.
Runway 34 left, cleared to land, 8172. looking for stabilized at around 1,000 feet. We're pretty stabilized right now, so I think we're all set. Stabilized.
$500. $100 above. Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 20, retard. 5.
Roll out spoilers and reverser screen.
Air Canada 8172. Vacate right at Juliet.
Vacate right at Juliet, Air Canada 8172.
Air Canada 8172. Contact ground 121.7. Have a good one.
Ground on 121.7, Air Canada 8172. Have a good day. We're on Juliet. We're going to be taxiing down to the terminal over here. So I'm expecting to go Juliet, hold short 16 center, and then cross over 16 left through Hotel, and then down on Bravo. Seattle ground, Air Canada 8172, request taxi to the gate.
Air Canada 8172, welcome to Seattle Tacoma International. Gate Bravo 10 taxi via Juliet, Tango, November. Hold short runway 34 center.
Gate Bravo 10, taxi via Juliet, Tango, November. Hold short runway 34 center, Air Canada 8172. Alright, so we're going to make our right-hand turn here down on Tango, make a left-hand turn on November, hold short this runway, cross over November, and head down to the terminal at Gate Bravo 10. And with that, I'm going to end it here. We hope you enjoyed that little sneak preview of Beyond ATC. We'll have lots more videos coming down the line showing off the VFR side of the project currently under development, as well as a bunch of other cool things we have planned. So thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to keep up with the progress of Beyond ATC, the best place to do that is in the Discord, link in the description. And until next time, thanks so much.